The Red Sox are about to have some good problems coming up here, but the problem with good problems is that they also come with really tough decisions. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. It feels like for a while now, when people are talking about the Boston Red Sox, they've been talking about how good they could be if everyone was healthy, right? Let's get to July. Let's get these key players back, and let's see what the Red Sox can do in the second half of the season. Well, that talk is really close to becoming reality because the first big piece on the Red Sox IL appears to be making his way back in Adam Duvall. But with Adam Duvall on his way back, what it does right now is raise a lot more questions than it does answers. So that's what we're talking about today. We are talking about Adam Duvall, when he's coming back to this team, how he's progressing, and we're going to talk about what the Red Sox do when he's ready to come back. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So for those of you who do not know yet, the reason we're making this video today is because Adam Duvall has officially started his rehab campaign to get back to the Boston Red Sox. He began rehabbing with the Worcester Red Sox on Tuesday of this week, and so far has appeared in 2 games for the Worcester Red Sox. He has appeared in 1 game as a DH and 1 game as a center fielder. Now, the center fielder part, in my opinion, is great because he's getting back to full baseball activities, which is absolutely fantastic. And the second thing I wanted to mention is the fact that he's gone 0 for so far at the plate with the Worcester Red Sox, but to be honest with you, I don't care. And you guys honestly shouldn't care either what his results have been so far in Worcester, because the only thing that really matters at this point is the fact that he's not feeling any pain after games, right? If he was feeling pains, that could lead to setbacks and stuff like that, and so far he's had nothing. It's been smooth sailing, knock on wood. Now, Adam Duvall has had a scheduled return date circled on his calendar for a pretty long time. Even before he started real baseball activities, Adam Duvall said he wanted to come back on June 9th, and so far, his timeline in terms of rehab is lining up directly to that, which is the exact day he's scheduled to come back from the 60-day IL. Now, that's not very far away, and for the Red Sox, this is great news, obviously, right? Adam Duvall was unbelievable to begin the 2023 season, like historically good. He was insane. He only played 8 games for the Boston Red Sox, but he was so good in a Red Sox uniform to start the year that he still has the 6th highest WAR on the Red Sox right now at .9. That's incredible, right? The Red Sox have played what? Over 50, maybe even 60 games already, and he's only played in 8 of them, and he still has the 6th highest WAR on the Red Sox because of his hot start. But I guess hitting .455 with a .514 on base percentage and an insane 1.030 slug with an otherworldly 303 OPS will keep you in that WAR conversation. Of course, Duvall coming back, there's really no expectation for him to continue to hit the way he hit at the beginning of the year, right? That would be absolutely insane. That's just not who Adam Duvall is. But at the same time, too, Adam Duvall adds a lot to this Red Sox lineup and made it much more versatile at the beginning of the year. He added a power threat to the middle of this lineup. He added pretty good defense on the outfield, and he lengthened this lineup. More threats throughout this lineup created better opportunities for guys like Alex Verdugo, Rafael Devers, Justin Turner, guys ahead of him who are now seeing better pitches because, hey, we got to pitch to this guy, or we got to face Adam Duvall, or we got to face Rafael Devers, or we got to face Justin Turner, right? Adam Duvall may not come back and hit 400 plus, but Adam Duvall coming back and being that presence in this lineup will elevate everyone else around him, and that's fantastic news for the Red Sox. So if Adam Duvall is coming back, why is this video about the Red Sox having a problem? Well, it's because the Red Sox have some pretty big decisions to make when Adam Duvall is ready to go. Right now, the Boston Red Sox have 5 outfielders currently on their major league roster. Now, if Adam Duvall is going to take the place of one of those, it's definitely not going to be Masataka Yoshida, obviously. It's definitely not going to be Alex Verdugo, so that leaves 3 possible options. You've got Raimel Tapia, Rob Refsnyder, and lastly, Jarren Duran. Now, if you had asked me a week ago, hey Corbin, which one of these 3 players should the Red Sox get rid of to put Adam Duvall back on this roster, I would have told you that Tapia seemed like the odd man out. But over Tapia's last 10 games, he's been extremely productive. He's been hitting .333 with a .371 on base percentage and a .424 slug. He's been extremely productive off the bench for the Boston Red Sox. He has the most pinch hits in all of baseball right now, and he's been a ton of fun on the base pass, stealing bases, grinding out hits, diving into first base, right? He has really produced for this Red Sox team, especially off the bench so far this year. So Tapia does have value. Rob Refsnyder, I think, is pretty safe in most people's opinion, definitely my opinion. Rob Refsnyder is your best right-handed option off the bench in total, not even just for outfielders right now, and he has been insane against left-handed pitching so far this year. Against lefties in 2023, Rob Refsnyder is hitting .365 with a .949 OPS and a .157 OPS plus. On top of that, he's really great defensively as well. His role is really important on this Red Sox team, and to me, it just doesn't make DFAing or getting rid of Rob Refsnyder make any sense at all. So in my opinion, I'm honestly going to move Rob Refsnyder to the Masa Verdugo category. That leaves Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran came up when Adam Duvall went down. He started off insanely hot, but has cooled off extremely over his last couple of series. Over his last 10 games specifically, he has just a 154 average with a 175 OPS and just a 180 slug with a 355 OPS. Now, I am recording this before the second Reds game of this series, so something may have happened in this series where Duran went off or something like that to move these statistics up a bit, but overall the message remains the same, and that is the fact that Jarren Duran is cold right now. But at the same time, too, the problem with optioning Jarren Duran is he has by far and away the highest ceiling of these three options, right? On top of that, too, if the Red Sox are truly trying to use this year as a competitive-ish development year, then you gotta see what Jarren Duran can be, because he has the most potential to be the highest impact player on this Red Sox team of these three options over the next couple of years, right? So optioning Jarren Duran is definitely an option, of course, but you're also giving up those couple of things to see, one, what he looks like over the course of a full season, and two, what he could possibly be for the Red Sox over the next couple of years. So if we're looking at choices in the outfield, it's a really difficult decision to make, right? Duran is slumping but has such a high ceiling. Tapia at points feels like the odd man out, but he has been productive off the bench. Do you DFA Tapia and take the potential of a Duran-Duvall combination, or do you want Jarren Duran to try and get out of his slump by getting everyday ABs at a AAA level where he's facing lesser competitive pitching? It's really a tough decision to make, and honestly, it may be one that may be impossible. So there may be other options for Adam Duvall when he comes back. One of those options being is that you rock 6 outfielders for a little bit until one of them either drops off or picks it up to a point where they take over a more full-time role, right? And so how that would work would be Adam Duvall being added to this roster by either optioning Emmanuel Valdez or DFAing Pablo Reyes, right? By doing one of those two things, you are creating room on this roster by not having to even touch the guys you have in the outfield right now. But the problem with that scenario is, how do you fit Adam Duvall into the everyday lineup? Because that gets a lot tougher when you still have the entire outfield staff and now you're missing an infielder. The best way I could see that happening is if the Red Sox DFA Pablo Reyes and they use Justin Turner more at second base and they sort of swap him and Emmanuel Valdez out a little bit. They have Adam Duvall play first base, center field, and DH, and just sort of rotate Duran, Casas, and Duvall every third day to try and get all of them in the lineup as much as humanly possible. But then you're starting to play a lot of mix and match, which Alex Cora likes to do, but at a certain point you need guys who can be consistent in certain spots, and you want Adam Duvall to be one of those guys. So replacing him with a non-outfielder seems a little bit murkier to me, but it is an option on the table as well. Ultimately, if you're asking me what the Red Sox should do with Adam Duvall when he comes back, I would say it all depends on what Jarren Duran can do over the next 9 days. Can he figure himself out, right? Pitchers in the major leagues have made the adjustments on him before, and it's taken him an entire season to figure out how to get back to it being a productive player, right? Because we've seen this sort of hot Jarren Duran to cool Jarren Duran real quick before. It happened exactly 1 year ago. For the first month month of the season when Jarren Duran was called up, he was hitting .293 with a .341 on base percentage and a .451 slug. But for the last 2 months of 2022, he hit just .170 with a .239 on base percentage and a .288 slug. If Jarren Duran could turn it around quickly and not do what he did last year, I think the correct answer is you DFA Raimel Tapia. Raimel Tapia has been greatly effective for this Red Sox team, but the potential you have in the ceilings you have for Duvall and Duran just simply outweigh what Raimel Tapia's ceiling could be. However, if Jarren Duran does not figure it out over the next 9 days, if he does not show you something that says, hey, look, I'm working on making the correct adjustments and it's starting to pay off just a little bit, then you send Duran down to AAA, you option him, you can keep Duran and Tapia, and you allow Duran to get everyday at-bats and try and figure out what's wrong in AAA before he comes back up to the major league level, and you just sort of wait out Jarren Duran until he's hitting really well again, and you just DFA Tapia then. I think either way, Adam Duvall coming back and Jarren Duran doing well for a pretty long period of time so far this year is enough to say, hey, at some point, we're probably DFAing Raimel Tapia, but right now, it all depends on what Jarren Duran ends up doing over these next 9 games. But that's just my opinion, so let me know in the comment section down below, what would you do? If you're in charge of the Boston Red Sox right now, what is your solution to this problem? Is it Jarren Duran, is it Raimel Tapia, or is it someone on the infield? Let me know all your thoughts on what the Red Sox should do when Adam Duvall returns in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seat.